Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for December. We're going to start at your current energy and then we're going to look at December week by week all the way to the end of December. Now, please don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you, but do keep in mind that these readings are predictive as we're looking several weeks into the future. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Taurus? What would you like Taurus to know for December? All right, Taurus, you are starting out with the Ten of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So there's something here that it's a long-standing relationship. It could be family related or it could be a relationship. I feel like you are supported by family, but you're unhappy here. There's something long-standing here. It could be a relationship or, like I said, it could be family, but something about this is making you unhappy. You're reaching the end of a cycle here. Let me see what's happened in the past. The High Priestess. Yeah, you're definitely moving intuitively. I do feel that there have been some secrets with a person. There seems to be somebody that you've been in a long relationship with, and there's been secrets, and I feel like you're unhappy with this situation. Could be a Scorpio, but doesn't have to be. Why is all this happening? The Star card in reverse. You've given up hope on this connection. Yeah, it's causing a lot of emotional imbalance for you, a need to heal. Let me see what's on your mind. Show me what's on Taurus' mind. All right, so you have the Three of Wands. You're waiting for something. There's something you're waiting for here. Coming in December is the Ace of Wands. I wonder if you're waiting for a passionate new connection, or you have this and you're having to wait because you might be ending something. Because this Ten of Coins showed up in the upright, which would indicate that if this is a relationship, you're still involved in that relationship. So I'm wondering if there's a secret connection that you have or that you are waiting to move into. You're showing up as the Emperor. So you're showing up as somebody who is going to take charge or is taking charge of this situation, taking charge of your own life. I do feel like you have a high vibrational energy here, but you're moving in silence. And I also feel like with this Emperor energy, I feel like you're waiting to take action, but you're the one who's taking charge of this whole thing. And it's really because you're seeking your own happiness, because something in this connection has made you unhappy. Yeah. Let me see who's coming towards Taurus. All right. So somebody, Seven of Cups in the reverse. Somebody who feels like you are their only option here. Interesting. This person could have had some confusion in the past, but now they are becoming clear. There's a lot of clarity. Show me Spirit's advice for Taurus. Some of you guys could be business owners or high-level managers. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So Spirit is advising you to be careful with your money. There could be a loss of finances in the month of December, but there's also an ending here. And it is connected to this connection that you are in, and it's because there is a lack of stability, so we'll get further advice on that. Show me the outcome at the end of December for Taurus. Show me the outcome at the end of December for Taurus. All right, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So something here is not working out. You're not putting effort into it any longer. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. That's underlying energy, and it does indicate healing after a betrayal or a painful ending. So let's clarify your reading here, Taurus. Spirit, why is the Ten of Pentacles here for Taurus? All right, we have the Star card and we have the King of Cups. All right, so I do feel like at some point this was a balanced connection. I also feel like you do love this person. I feel like you are very strongly surrounded by supportive family or supportive friends, but there is a sense of unhappiness here. So let me see why that 10 of Cups is in reverse. Ooh, Queen of Swords reversed. And the Knight, so you're cutting out somebody who's been a player. Now, for some of you, you're cutting out this person that you're unhappy with. You were in a long-standing relationship. It does look like family and friends are supportive of this. I feel like you've talked till you're blue in the face, and now you're like, now I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk anymore. You either consider them to be a player, or you have had an on and off again relationship elsewhere that is a secret. Let me see. Why is the High Priestess here for the person in, or for Taurus? Let's see. Temperance. Yeah, you're moving in a way that is balanced. You're moving in a way that you feel led to move in. You're moving silently though. And I feel like you've been doing some healing. So I feel like, Taurus, you're cutting out somebody here that you feel is a player and that you've been unhappy with for a long time. And friends and family are aware of your actions, but they're supporting it. Let me see why this Star card is in reverse. Show me the Star card. Yeah, so you have a lot of anxiety about this. You've been thinking about this a long time. It's like you want to make a balanced decision. You don't want to be pushed into anything. You don't want to rush into anything. You're trying to be as loving as possible in your actions, but I also feel like you're overthinking this. Sometimes you're feeling hopeless about the situation. Whatever this is, you feel trapped in your thoughts, or you are trapped in your thoughts with regard to this. And there is a need for healing. Why is this Three of Wands here? Because this is what's on your mind. Why is the Three of Wands here? What is Taurus waiting for? For a conversation. Yeah, there's a conversation that has not been had that's going to bring clarity and truth. You also don't want to make a decision here or move forward without clarity, without truth yourself. You feel like somebody here is a liar. Somebody is a player. And you're going to cut this person out because you're unhappy. You tried to balance this out. You tried to heal this. And I feel like at some point you were like, I'm tired of worrying about this. And you have been. You've been stressed about this. It's brought a lot of anxiety into your life. Let me see December for you. You're waiting to have a conversation with somebody, a very truthful, cutting conversation. All right, so show me December for Taurus. Show me December for Taurus. All right, I'm not taking those because that was... Show me December for Taurus. There we go. All right. So we have the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Swords. A lot of air energy here. Page of Cups reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. The Chariot. Six of Wands. Queen of Wands. Three of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Cups reversed. All right, so Taurus, there's something to do with a brand new beginning or a passionate new beginning. And whatever this is, the truth is coming out about this. I'm wondering if you're dealing with somebody that took their wand elsewhere. Let me put it that way. Because whatever this is, in the first week, the truth is coming out. The truth is coming out about that. If this person did have some sort of a passionate new beginning with somebody new, I feel like you've got some things to say about that. And I do feel like it didn't work out. Whatever it was ended. Yeah. Whatever it was ended. But you want a passionate new beginning in your life. I do feel like this conversation you've been waiting to have, there is going to be a truth that's revealed. It's going to be very truthful. Whatever's not being said, whatever you've been waiting to say, it's going to be said in that first week. And it is going to be rather cutting. The Knight of Swords speaks the truth, but sometimes speaks it very harshly. And we see there's no emotion involved. There's no apology. It's like, here's the truth. I'm putting it out on the table. Here's the facts. And, you know, your sword is up. You're approaching this from a standpoint of truth and clarity, but without emotion. All right. And what is that? Well, it has to do with an ending. It has to do with feeling drained emotionally, ending something with regard to a love affair and moving forward. I do feel like, so I feel like either somebody is coming towards you and they are trying to create a passionate new beginning with this Queen of Wands, or this is you saying, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. In any event, I do see that this is going to begin in the early part of December. I do. And I do feel like you're unapologetic about your stance. By the second week of December, I do feel like there is either you or someone else is moving. It could be a physical move. It could be emotional. But there's movement that's taking place, and it will be successful. There's an ending here that's taking place. I also feel like in the third week of December, some of you could be traveling, which makes sense. It is a holiday season, and that would be towards family. And I do feel like you do feel very loved and very supported by family or close friends. But there is travel that is going to take place around the middle of the month or the third week of December. And I do see there's a sense of recognition. There's a sense here of being seen, being heard, people enjoying your presence, people enjoying being around you. This could be somebody at a distance that you're traveling towards, or they may be traveling towards you. But there's just definitely this sense of recognition in that third week of December. I also see in the third week of December, some of you could be enjoying recognition with regard to a job, or, you know, you could be receiving like an upgrade. You could be going into a managerial position. So there's a lot of good things happening around the middle of December, the third week of December. And these are all fated things, by the way. These are things that are meant to happen. I am seeing that there is in the fourth week of December something that is very painful. It is related to this Queen of Wands. And for me as a reader, the Queen of Wands can be a third party. But it is going to work out in your best interest. I see that there's heartache, there's pain related to this person that is being either processed or experienced during that fourth week. However, you're moving forward and things are going to move in your favor, Taurus. And there is love that you're not recognizing that is there for you. You may have felt very unloved, or you may have felt very sad, depressed with regard to this heartbreak. But by the end of the month, I do see you beginning to recognize that, yes, you can turn this page, you can move forward, and there is love out there for you. I do see you carrying forward the lessons that you learned from the past. So let me look at how you're showing up, because I see you showing up here as the Emperor, which is high energy. Let me see. Show me Taurus energy. All right, so we have the Page of Wands reversed. We have there's that Ten of Cups in the reverse. And that's your crossing energy here. So you're unhappy, and therefore you're cutting someone out, someone who's a player, and that's going to resolve your problems. Ten of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, you're taking charge of this situation, Taurus, and you're cutting someone out here. I feel like this person that you're dealing with, you feel like they're immature, they're spoiled, they don't appreciate what they had with this connection with you, because I do feel like you love this person deeply. It looks like it's a long-term connection, and I do feel like you did everything you could to heal this. The unhappiness is causing you to kind of step forward in your life and take charge of this, where you cut this person out, this player out. And I do see you having felt very overwhelmed and now coming out of that energy, resolving these problems, but you're doing it by your own efforts. Now let me see the energy coming towards you. Show me the energy coming towards Taurus. All right, so we have the Fool, Pisces energy. We have the Six of Swords, and we have the Five of Swords reverse. So I am seeing that there is somebody that is moving towards you for a new beginning. This person may have been very confused in the past, but they've gotten the clarity that they need. And this person is moving towards you, looking for a new beginning. Now, I see more than one energy here. There's that person that's moving towards you, and this person is humble. They are not in their ego. They're a very peaceful person. This is somebody who has experienced chaos in their life, and they want something peaceful, and they're willing to take this risk with you. You are their only option. I also see somebody that you've been in conflict with, and this person is, that conflict was created by confusion or options. And I do feel like somebody you have been with here in the past had options. They no longer have those options, and this person does want to move forward and have a new beginning, but they also want to resolve all the conflict that's here. So this person is basically putting their guard down in order to bring peace back into this situation. Let me see. Show me Spirit's advice for Taurus. All right, there's that Ten of Swords. Now you have the Ten of Swords in the reverse in your underlying energy. We have the Hangman. We have the High Priestess. That's in your past. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, so you're releasing all this energy from the past, and you felt like in the past you were being guided to do this, spiritually guided. You are. Spirit is saying, release this, let this go. You've held on to this pain long enough, this betrayal long enough. There's no stability here. So there's a sense here of you trusting your intuition, releasing things that are not serving you, and, you know, looking at things from a different perspective, not from the perspective of the pain and loss. Also, be very careful with your money in the month of December here, because something that you've been waiting for might not show up, or there could be like some kind of something that would happen that would prevent you from, you know, obtaining what it is that you're hoping financially. So be careful with your money. Let me look at your outcome, Taurus. Show me the outcome for Taurus at the end of December. All right, we have the Seven of Wands, King of Wands, and the Justice card in reverse. So you're not putting any effort into this King of Wands. Yeah, this King of Wands is somebody, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have Libra energy here. But this King of Wands is somebody you wanted success with, but you got heartache with instead. And I do feel like you're now turning that wheel. So you're no longer investing in this person. You are taking charge of your life. Your actions are what is going to bring justice to this. Now, you are asking for karmic justice here. I do feel like this King of Wands is getting some justice. This person didn't treat you right. You've had to defend yourself with this person. You have been in battle with this person. And I feel like now you're saying, you know what? I am attractive. I am strong. People like being around me. People are attracted to me. So I'm no longer dealing with this person. this person who can't seem to give me balance, this person who is always trying to fight with me, this person who is treating me so unjustly. So you're no longer investing in that person. You're taking your own action. I do also see, like I said, some of you are being recognized for your leadership abilities as well. And in the past, there could have been a situation where in the workplace you had to defend yourself because you were treated unjustly as well. But I definitely feel like you're not investing in this King of Wands any longer. Yeah, there is a sense of injustice that's here. That you're still carrying, but I feel like it has to do with you having to defend yourself constantly, or, you know, having constant battles with this person. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles in the upright. So after you heal with this Ten of Swords in the reverse, this healing energy from this betrayal, and look at the details, because there are some details that you do need to look at in these situations and get very clear about. But once you do that, once you look at these details, then and put the effort into healing, is when you're going to begin to open yourself back up to love again. So let me pull. It just seems like you've gone round and around with somebody here, Taurus. And you're over it. You're just over it. Let me see guidance for Taurus. Guidance for Taurus. All right, so you have watch and listen carefully. Interesting. I'm trying to think who else had that same card. I think it was Libra, and there is Libra energy here. So if you're dealing with a Libra or you have strong Libra placements, you might want to listen to their reading. I posted it yesterday. So, all right, it says, there is a possibility that you need to be cautious and careful at the moment. For what looks like a good situation, a friendly person, or an offer too good to refuse is disguised. There is no need to fear, but take your time and do not make commitments until you've investigated everything you can and received good advice from a trusted source. Kitsune in the main can be trusted, and this particular Kitsune is coming to you to advise you to take care, hold back, and think before you act. Think does not mean to worry or fret, but to rely upon wisdom rather than what you would like to be true. Don't be naive, don't act rashly and foolishly, and examine carefully what is before you. You may find that you will be very glad that you hesitated and took stock rather than simply going with what you wish. This is going to be challenging, for many of us are overcoming our own mistrust of the possibility. But in order to be a whole being, excuse me, we must acknowledge that not everything that takes place is in our best interest. In this situation, there is a possibility that there is a person who is acting in a way that will only benefit them, without taking into consideration your needs. So be wary, think carefully, act wisely, and seek out advice that can be of assistance before coming to a decision. You know, it's very strange, Taurus. I almost feel like somebody doesn't want me to tell you that. So weird. All right, so I hope that this has been helpful for you, Taurus. Take your time with any decisions that you're making here with regard to this person or your own healing. You know, and I do see you doing that. I see you being very cautious, very careful, but take your time and make sure that, you know, you listen at what is being said and also watch what is being done. All right, I hope this has been helpful. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you enjoyed it. And until I see you in your next reading, Taurus, know that you are love, and namaste.